Hi, this is Sarah, and this is, well, it's okay, it's a review. It's a review of something I'm pretty sure I already reviewed, possibly. I may have reviewed it on my channel, I cannot remember. But I don't think I did just because I hadn't actually used it more than a few times, and I've been using it, solidly for the last week, so I really have an opinion on it now. And I'm going to continue to use it until I run out of it. So, what I have is the Olay Total Effects Daily UV Moisturizer SPF 15, fragrance free. And I'm looking on here. Yes, 7-in-1 anti-aging, and it does not say that is aimed at a particular skin type. So I'm going to take an assumption here and assume that there is in fact an oil-free version of this. This bottle is, I don't know how old this is, their just bog standard original formula, which I'm fairly certain you can still get. I came into possession of this from my mom because I don't know why she owned it. She had tried it before and she didn't like it because it made her skin kind of greasy. And she doesn't like anything with SPF in it. Now, I have a lot of products that have SPF in them, which I don't mind. And specifically face products with SPF in it. Like, for instance, my foundation that I love, which is the L'Oreal True Match, which technically is an SPF 17, and that doesn't leave me feeling greased or anything. But specifically, I'm going to talk about this. Okay. So it's just a moisturizer, just a daily moisturizer, just a day cream. So that's what I've been using it for. If you're very careful, right now, I should point out, this does leave my face feeling greasy. And it smells like sunscreen to me. Now, I'm going to say this in a way that's going to sound really bizarre unless you kind of know what I'm talking about. But if you're somebody who doesn't really like to use sunscreen on your face because it leaves you that sunscreen kind of greasy, okay. That is not the kind of greasy that this is. This is the kind of greasy, like weird, overly oily, thick moisturizer, kind of weird residue kind of greasy, which I've experimented with. And if you just use about like a half pump sort of thing and you really work it in and you make sure that your skin is like really dried off, then this stuff is okay. But yeah, so this is it. It leaves my face greasy, but it's because of the moisturizer side of it, not the SPF, because it's not that kind of greasy. This leaves my skin the same kind of greasy that, say, for instance, Nivea cream leaves my skin kind of greasy, which is the only reason why I don't use Nivea anymore, because it's so easy to use too much. And there's this terribly like razor sharp point with Nivea cream and with this that I find you're either too much or you're not enough. And it's such a thin line that is the only reason why I stopped using Nivea cream and why I love Pond's dry skin so much. Because like Pond's dry skin, you know, it just leaves your skin soft. Because I put some on earlier. Leaves your skin soft and it doesn't leave it feeling greasy or residuey. And this does. But I find that if I powder this down with just a translucent powder, and I make sure I really buff it in so it doesn't go cakey and weird, that this is actually okay. But I will say this, I tend to only stick with moisturizers that I feel comfortable with using around my eyes because I don't do an eye cream. And I do have naturally quite baggy eyes because it doesn't matter how much sleep I get, they always wind up looking the same, and it always looks like I've been punched in the face and haven't slept in a month. I mean, they're probably not that bad, but it's how I feel about them. I don't like them. So yeah, I find I have to powder this down. The other thing is I find that if I use a very small amount of this, or any amount of this at all, if I'm going to put foundation over it, I have to let it set for at least 5 minutes. And then I have to follow it with a primer. It needs the barrier. Otherwise, my foundation will just literally slide off of it. It won't, it's no good, and I don't like it. This stuff, like I said, this is their original formulation. So this isn't their oil-free. This isn't their touch of foundation with Tandy Newton on the commercial, who I love. So I wanted to try it just because Tandy Newton said to. This is just, you know, the original formula in a really gunged up bottle. As you can see, it's been through the wars. I would say, like I said, I'm going to use this until the end because I own it and I'm cheap and mostly I'm poor. So it's one of those things I can't really afford to throw it out. I will say this though, it sinks into my arms really nicely because I tried that as an experiment one day. You know, because SPF 15 is better than no SPF. So yeah, so I did that and it sunk into my arms really, really nicely. So that's a thing. But yeah, probably if you have very dry skin, or fairly dry skin, probably you would love this. This time of year, I'm going away from being more oily, towards a sort of, you know what, the thing is I tried this before and I had the same problem and I thought I'd be okay because my skin has been getting, a bit drier recently. Not like flaky drier, but just has been drier in general. I think it's because of the toner I've been using and it seems to keep things really under control. But this tipped the balance. I even tried using it as like a nighttime moisturizer to see if it would in fact be more hydrating. Woke up in the morning, still shiny. But for the daytime and stuff, it's not so bad. It's not a really strong scent of like sunscreen either. It offends me because I have a fairly sensitive nose. I think that's the problem. Other than that, yeah, no, it's good stuff for the right person. Also, it didn't make me break out, which was very nice. Even though I assumed it absolutely would. I realized saying that, like, I have like a big pimple up here, but I think that's more just from being at the gym and sweating a lot. And I had like a big pimple here, but it seems to be calming down now. So yeah, that's everything I have to say about that. Would I purchase it again? Not the original formula. If they do have like an oil-free or for like an oilier to combination skin specifically, I'd probably give it a crack, depending on the price. The only other problem is that I find that whenever I've seen this in the store, it's been really kind of expensive for something that I slap on my face when, you know, I look at stuff like, you know, the Cetaphil moisturizing lotion. I don't think that's too bad. I mean, I tried so much stuff. I mean, I try whatever I get my hands on. And so far, I really like the Pond's. The Pond's is still the winner for being cheap, sinking in nicely, and smelling just clean. You know, I don't necessarily want to be asleep all night with my face smelling weird. It's just me. Anyway, as always, any questions, comments, suggestions, whatever, you know, let me know in the box down below or message me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks very much. Okay,